everybody. I hear this feedback. Uh-oh. But just welcome in general without the feedback. So unfiltered intentional. You know when it's live, it happens. It could be good, it could be bad, but if you hear something crazy, don't blame us, blame the internet. But we love you for tuning in as you usually do now, later, whatever. This whole month, we're talking about prepping and preparation and just how we're dealing with all different types of stuff. We do have a couple of guests on the show, which is great. We will get to our guests in a second, but before we do, we got to break it down with Miss Ty.
Hello, everyone. Thank you again for tuning in. We love you guys so much. Thank you for always supporting what we do. Really quick, like, subscribe, and share. If you're viewing this on YouTube and you have a Facebook account, go to Facebook. We will add you in our group and have some lively discussion. And if you're viewing this from Facebook and you have YouTube, please go to YouTube and subscribe. And that's it.
Thank you so much. But with that being said, like I said, each month we're going to be doing things that are talking about similar subjects, but just subcategories each week. I know last week we were talking about prepping and those things, and this week we're going to kind of still be in that same genre, just like, what are you guys talking about? But I wanted to get in contact with the students. We have one in particular down here. We have Zaya Myers. Thank you for coming on to the show. And please introduce yourself in reference to you being a college student, you being so young, so bright, and just tell us a little bit about what you're studying, those things, and we can go from there, okay?
So thank you for having me. Thank you, Liz, for inviting me. Thank you so much. Thank you, all of you, for letting me speak on here. My name is Zaya Myers. I'm 20 years old. I'm going to be 21 in September. I'm a public relations major. Wow. I go to CUNY Oswego. I'm the vice president for the Black Student Union. I am the president for 2.5. It's an organization that discusses sexual assault, and it discusses mental health, sex ed, things of that nature. I also intern for an organization called Community Healthcare Network Teens PAC. PAC stands for Positive Action Choices for Teens. They offer free confidential reproductive health services throughout New York City, except Staten Island. So I'm sorry if you're from Staten Island, or between the ages of 10 to 24, but yeah. So that's what.
Okay. What do you not do? That's
She said she's 20. Wow, I'm quiet. So first off, I want to say thank you so much for being an asset to the community, being a leader. Because I know a lot of times when I sit back and I'm like, oh my God, where is this generation going? What is happening here? And then I'm inspired by seeing someone like you says, I'm this and I'm a that and I'm this and I'm 20 and a senior. So wow, thank you. But I just want to start off by asking, of course, with your studies, you have to maintain, I'm assuming, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of times in school, you can't be in a part of certain associations if you don't keep a good grade point average. Is that true? What's your grade point average, you might be asking?
It depends.
Okay.
It depends. Last time I checked, I was a 3.0.
Okay.
So
that's still good.
I'm hoping still, because COVID really hit for a lot of students. It hit them in a very weird way in terms of academics. Some professors understand that we are in a pandemonium. Other professors, it's not it. So, I mean, the professors that I've had a couple hiccups with some of my professors in them not understanding that there's certain things that I can do now that we're virtual, and there's also, other things that I can't do. So,
okay. So with that being said, and I know you mentioned COVID, and once again, I told everybody that the show was going to be kind of geared to prepping and the things. How do you maintain? Well, let's backtrack. Last year, that's when COVID broke out. Mm-hmm. Regardless if a person believed in it or not, things were shutting down. Regardless, your normal activities, living on campus, not living on campus, maybe playing hack and sack. What's that thing that they do the leg and the feet, the little whatever the you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Whatever the college kids were doing, you weren't able to do those things anymore. Like, how were you able to still maintain that good grade point average, still also do with those different clubs and things that you had going on, and still, be present here? How did you maintain?
Well, I'll never forget that day that Governor Cuomo said that, everybody got to leave. Yeah, I forget what day it was, because I used to remember it like it was nothing. But I remember it was March, and I was just getting back from class, and everybody kept saying, like, it sounded like a doomsday type of thing, because everybody was like, did you hear what Governor Cuomo said? And it was one of those things where it was like, the president of our school and the SUNY chancellor, they didn't say anything to us. So hearing Governor Cuomo say it had everyone panicking. So I'm here calling my uncle. I'm like, I need to go. I need to leave. I need a bus ticket. I'm calling everybody. I'm panicking because it felt like we were just being pushed out so quickly. And nobody knew what to do. Still to this day, nobody knows what to do. We didn't know what to do as a, like, part of the organizations I'm part of. We didn't know what to do. We had a lot of events coming up. We were told that we are just going to have an extended spring break, and then the spring break turned into an entire lockdown.
Wow.
A lot of professors, they didn't know what to do either. We just all were kind of like learning
as you go.
Yeah, learning as we go. And there were some hiccups. Some professors were having a hard time getting students to be engaged, because some students actually don't fit well with doing remote learning.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So for me, it was, for certain classes, it was kind of hard, because it's like, I'm not used to having to do virtual math classes and virtual speech classes. And then when you have speech classes, it's hard because of the fact that you're used to being in person with everybody and seeing everyone's reaction. But when there's no, when people turn the cameras off, you can't see everybody's reaction.
Wow.
So it's troubling. But I mean, I pushed through. But they did a lot of things with, if a student wants to get on academic probation, that's okay. They're not going to be penalized for it, things of that nature. Still to this day, they do that. But mentally, it can be draining. Like, I do miss the actual college experience that I wish to have had. I watched my mom go to college. I watched my uncle go to college. I watched my uncle go to a SUNY school, and that was my, my uncle went to Binghamton, and I was like, okay, if I go to a SUNY school, I'm gonna have that experience too of going away on campus and dorming, and it all got shut down between my second semester sophomore year and then my entire junior year. So I haven't had, I guess.
Now, was this, and I know things are changing, and that's what we're going to talk about, how we're getting back to normalcy, and just, because they implemented new rules. Normally you wouldn't be doing a whole bunch of online classes, but now everything is. But now that we are changing the different direction that we're headed into, do you find yourself, okay, are they changing the rules? I know New York in the beginning was hit really hard, and New York was on fire, in reference to numbers and statistics. How he handled it, that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother podcast, and I'm sorry that he scared the heebie-jeebies out of you. But with that being said, though, how are we transitioning now to current day in reference to getting back? Are you going, class face-to-face now? Do you have that option? No? Or?
Well, I have been, I guess I have been going to in-person classes. Like, when they let us, they gave us hybrid classes, things of that nature. So I was able to go like once a week. But the difference now is that they're saying all of us have to go back. And I was used to socially distancing and things of that nature. They said if you're unvaccinated, you have to wear a mask. If you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. But I personally feel like the transition is a bit scary, because for me, I got used to being behind the camera. I got used to hybrid classes. I got used to hardly seeing people. Now I have to be social. Now I have to wonder who's lying about being vaccinated? Who's lying?
Wow. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Things of that nature. So it's a lot of things that are scary, but I'm excited because of the organizations I'm part of, and we have annual events, and now we're able to bring those annual events to life again and show students, like, this is truly the college experience. But that's also a stressor within itself, because the freshmen that entered last year, they, they weren't able to fully enjoy it. So my peers and I, we were trying to make them have events socially distanced for them to enjoy, but it still wasn't helpful for them because it's like it's stressful for us. And I have mainly online classes. Ironically, my school was like, they don't want us to have online classes, but my professors keep saying, "Oh, we're going online. We're going online." So,
okay, so far so good.
Yeah, so I'm going to be a TA for one class. I'm going to be, I guess that's my only in person, and then I'm going to work on campus. But even then, I'm nervous. But I'm like, hey, I got to do what I have to do. Like, we have to go back to normalcy.
Well, my last question for you before I pass it to Ty and Liz and Specs and everything is, and this is just out of curiosity, when we're all little kids, we're asking, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And boo, boo, boo. And I know you told me what your major was. And a lot of people will have a major and just go into something completely different. For many different reasons. But with that being said, what are you going to take this degree and do with this? What is your plan?
So, yeah, for me, I entered the school as a marketing major. I was like, oh, I could do math because I love math. But math just wasn't for me. So now I'm public relations, which is the artistic side. Yes. So I want to do PR for like a healthcare organization because I realized when it comes to health, especially sex education, it's important that we have content that's age appropriate, but it also is fun for kids because I realized that like in Europe, they're teaching kids sex ed and they're teaching them in age appropriate ways. And the kids are actually receptive to it.
Oh, but wow.
The statistics show like their teen pregnancy rates are low. Everything is low for them. But here, it's like the sex ed that we have here, it's just not working. So I'm like, I was blessed to be fortunate enough to be a part of an organization back in high school. And I'm now working with them still to this day. So I'm like, I just want to do that, like continue that.
Yes. Well, thank you. Just on my end, thank you so much for being an inspiration. Like I said, I honestly will turn on the radio and I'll hear about a rapper getting shot 100 and something times and all types of stuff. And I'll be like, where the hell is this generation going? But thank you for being an inspiration. But I'm going to pass the mic over to Ty, Liz, and Specs and see who has questions. You got something, Ty, Specs?
I'm going to pass it right over to Liz. I'm gonna let Liz jump all over this, and then
You got something? Wait, before you say anything, Liz, you got anything, Specs?
No.
She is the.
Yeah.
I want to be her when I grow up.
Yeah,
the future.
I want to be you.
I want to be like you because I was not doing those things. I'm from New York, and when I was that age,
it's a different.
When we have kids that drop out of school and cause mischief, that's when I'm gonna get on the thing. But
you know what it is? It's because my mom and my uncle Zavar and my mother, they were always making sure that I was multifaceted in a bunch of things. So I was doing piano, I was doing all of this stuff, and it was. Yeah, like it was just a whole bunch of stuff. But they were like, you need to do this, like you need to do that. They made sure that I was surrounded by different people that would educate me. I would learn math. My uncle actually made me love math because I used to hate math. My mom, she was into politics, so I got into politics, and then combine all of that, you get this.
You get the perfect human being. That's
I'm going to go ahead and close. If you said that you also rescue little kittens out of trees, I'm just going to close the computer.
I think that was in her bio, but I think that was in her bio that we missed.
You're rescuing kittens. Go ahead, Liz. What you got?
All right, so Zaya, thank you so much for coming on. You have been such a breath of fresh air. So, I mean, seriously. And we are twinning. I don't know if anybody else can see it. You guys know I'm good for a plug, right? So we have Grown Honest Concepts, and those are the shirts that we're wearing. Back in February, I designed these shirts, the ones that Zaya's wearing. It says Black Future Month, and then it shows all the different ways that we can affect the Black future. As Kia said, some days it feels kind of hopeless for our generation looking at this other generation. I think that we all have kids in Zaya's generation, and we're looking at our kids and their friends and people on TV, and we're like, ah, I'll just hide my kid in a basement, and I don't have a basement. So thank you again, Zaya. You know, I brought up the shirt because when I designed this shirt, I put it out there to the unfiltered and intentional community and the grown honest concepts community. And I said, I wanted to sell these shirts because I really, really, really wanted to do something in some way to try to maybe give back to tomorrow. Right. And Zaya, I have no idea if you know, but your uncle, who you have talked about so much, sent me this letter, and I'm going to read it really quick. He says, I am writing this letter to recommend my niece, Zaya Jalen Myers. He used the whole name. So, for the Grown Honest Concepts Black Future Month Book Scholarship. Ever since you announced this scholarship, Zaya was the first person that came to mind. I will tell you a few things about my niece to give you a sense of the type of young lady she has become. Zaya is a junior at SUNY Oswego studying public relations. She goes out of her way to help anyone she can. Ever since she was in high school, she has worked for a community health organization called Teens Pact. This group teaches young adults in the community about safe sexual practices and identity inclusion. She works hard and is always striving for success since she was a little girl. She's a member of a student led organization called Safe Bay, which looks to end sexual assault against young teens, and she sits on 2 student e boards. She is an amazing example for her little sister Zoe. I'm proud of Zaya and all she's accomplished. She is the apple of my eye, and I can think of no one who would be more deserving of this award. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Wow, I keep cheesing because
So what is it? So, but wait,
What's going on?
What is it? What's the award?
So $5 from the sale of each shirt went towards this book voucher that hopefully helps you pay for your books. We know that they're expensive. If we could do more, we would, but this is where we got to start. So off air, I will get with you. You just got $250 towards paying for your books for this upcoming semester.
And I want to also throw in there that I would like to match that $250 for your books, and you can use it for whatever. So I guess in the Amazon gift card, and I want to give you a shirt for Unfiltered and Intentional. Thank you.
Congratulations!
Oh wow! Sneaky,
You go, girl.
let me tell you.
Go, Zaya. We love you. Go, Zaya. We love you. You the best girl. Get it, queen. Yes, queen. Yes.
No, but thank you once again so much. Definitely, we will be talking to you offline so we can get all that stuff out to you. We're just so happy, and we're just so happy that you're setting an example for young women, young men, just to follow in that path. And sometimes they have this thing where they're stuck and it's hard. But when you see somebody such as yourself and has such a good example and good influence, you're like, man, we know there's a way. We know. You're giving us hope. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for being on the show. Yes.
Yeah, congratulations, hon. We look forward to hearing amazing, great things from you. Continued success with everything. And I'm sure we'll see you on here again.
Yes.
I would love to meet up with you when you do the age appropriate, evidence-based reproductive health curriculum that will be able to be taught in schools, after school programs, and that will be engaging, fun, and educational and inclusive.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm watching you.
Yes.
You can jump off now. We don't want to bore you with all the other topics that we got going on.
We're about to cut up now.
I heard couponing, and I'm getting into couponing now.
But stay tuned in.
Yeah, stay tuned in. But you don't have to.
Love you. I love you all more. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
That's awesome.
Oh my
Thank
God.
you for that nomination. It was awesome that we are able to do that. I'm glad I could partner with Liz and her company so we could go together and make this happen because I know we need a lot of people to advocate for our youth and be there. So
make sure y'all guys share this because that young queen did not know what was put together for her. This has been in the making for a long time, and I think this is a great episode. Please make sure you share this episode, please.
yeah, she's awesome, and I'm praying that there's some twins just like her, some clone people out there.
Yes.
But just bringing it back. We're talking about prepping and getting back to work and these different things. I wanted also, and she did talk about couponing, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But before we jump in and talk about that, I wanted to talk a little bit about the food shortage. I know that you have a little bit of insight. Specs, did you hear anything? I know right this moment we are dealing definitely with inflation. And inflation of everything. I mean, something that was normally costing about $1 is now $2. I mean, this is from food to used cars to let's not even go to the housing market. I mean, just the cost of living is unpredictable. It's crazy. But we're going to gear more into food. And the reason why we're going to give more into food is just because a lot of times people are like, hey, shit is about to go down. It's time to start prepping. It's time to start getting things going on. And we will be talking about couponing because, of course, that's definitely an easy way to get it because not everybody has those SAM card memberships, the Costco's and those things.
The BJ's.
Yeah. But I want to ask you right now, for you, Specs, have you been seeing that there has been a shortage or the inflation of food? What do you know about that?
Okay, so I used to work in the grocery industry. So a little while ago, there were shortages with labor and all that, and stuff was going up. There were already shortages, stuff is going up. This is before the Wells Fargo thing, the housing market. I've been watching a few things. I'm not going to go into too detail right now, but let me just say this to you. Before 2024, you need to be ready. Something might happen before then, but by that election, you need to be ready for something like catastrophic. It's in 2008, it looked bad. This is way bigger than that. We are looking at so many things bubbling right now, from just nature to finances, even just looking at the stock market. What is the Fed? When we had the crash last year, the Fed is pumping fake money basically into the market. So banks and other industries wouldn't fail.
Mm-hmm.
This is fake money. This is false money. And because interest rates are going up, they're looking to pull back that money. If that happens, we're going to a straight crash. So they're looking to stop a little bit here, stop a little bit there. So know that in the next year and a half or 2 years, your 401ks are about to take a hella hit. Start prepping now because it's coming. The housing market shouldn't go up this fast. Your stock shouldn't go up this fast. So know we're in a bubble. You can see the bubble. You understand the bubble from 2008. You're not stupid. If you have stocks, if you have a 401k, if you have a high school diploma, you can see that. Most of this is fake. It's coming crashing in the probably next 2 to 3 years. So I would say, so act like you had a year. Act like you had a year. And you need to start prepping for food because eventually you won't have the means. If you rely on your job, you might not have the means. If you rely on your 401k, your stocks, you might not have the means in a year from now. I'm just saying, I'm looking at several, like I've been off my prepper stuff really for like 2 years. And I'm going back and I'm looking at everything and it's looking at bubbling. So the billionaires and millionaires are positioning themselves to make money on the loss at this point. Know the loss is coming. It's coming, and it's not 10 years from now. It might be 2 years, but it's coming. And when that correction comes, if you're not prepared, you're going to be hurt. Inflation, your food won't because there's already a loss of food right now. Yeah. What companies are doing are mix and matching. So what they're lacking in, what they have, they're pushing out, and then the prices of that is going up. and the cost of gas is going up. So then the price of that is going up further. So it's a what they call the perfect storm. So I'm saying this to you now. Get ready. It's coming. It's going to be bigger than anybody. Anybody that's living now will not seen the magnitude of what's coming now. We've probably read about it, but we've not seen it. So get ready.
Before we bring you on, Katie, to talk about this couponing, and I'm so happy that we're going to be talking about it because, like I said, there's a lot of people who don't go out and get those little memberships and different things. But I just want to say, regardless of what the person's political party is, regardless of if you believe in this, believe in that, at the end of the day, I always look at the outcome, right? Because let's just say you didn't believe that you should have been buying toilet paper and all this, but somebody had 30 toilet papers. Well, guess what? When you wanted to wipe your ass, you couldn't, regardless of what you believed in. And you had the sour ass. Nobody wants the sour ass people.
Here, come back.
I'm just saying, people are walking around with sour ass.
No. Here.
But you get what I'm saying, though, guys. At the end of the day, you just always want to prepare, because I always look at it like that, because right now you're in a panic. Oh my God, this is happening. Well, while whatever this other person's doing, you're going to end up not having. So definitely when it comes to food and water and these different things, you want to be able to say, hey, how do I do it? I'm going to introduce Miss Katie Carter. Thank you for coming on.
Hello, everybody.
Yes, I hear that you are a couponing guru and have all the different trades. So can you start us off in reference to couponing, and how simple is it? How hard is it? Do you have to stack up 1,000 different papers to get these coupons? Like, how do you get started?
Okay, so I will tell you, I kind of was advised to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I will give you that. There is a good, bad, and ugly to couponing. The good parts are you can really save your family a lot of money. Our budget for groceries when we were a family of 4, which is back when I was couponing. So I haven't couponed in a minute. We just moved a week ago. I have 4 little kids. So I've had to take a little bit of a break because it was too much at the moment. But the good thing is our budget was about $700 for groceries and household items and stuff for the whole month. And I cut it down to $150 using coupons.
Wait a minute. Wait, I'm sorry. Okay, wait a minute.
Wait, get the numbers right. What she said?
Can you say that again? Because I was walking my fish. Can you say that again?
So I did, though. I went from about $700 a month to about $150 a month. And that was with an excessive amount of food and toiletries and shampoo, conditioner, anything you could need. I had probably a good 3-year supply of shampoo and conditioner at one point, and deodorant and pads and tampons and diapers. Whenever I had a baby coming on the way, I would start couponing diapers, and I would have the first 1.5 years covered of diapers before the baby even got here.
Why are we talking?
Can you want to get married? Are you gonna?
But I will tell you, there's always a good, bad, and ugly.
Okay.
So that's one of the good things. It is one of the good things. Another good thing is that you can use them as gifts. Like when people need something, one of my nannies, she was moving into a new house. I told her to come over, and she went through my whole stockpile and got what she needed. She got toilet paper, shampoo, cleaning supplies, food, whatever. And she was able to come and just get whatever she needed. And we donated a lot, stuff that I did not need or did not use in my house anymore. We donated a lot. So you're able to give back. And we would do Christmas bags every single year with like big Ziploc bags like this that we would carry in our car that had a whole bunch of different stuff. And we would give it to the homeless. My kids loved that. And so those are some great things. Couponing is a lot of fun. Like it's an adrenaline rush. You get a t-shirt that says I'm a couponer, watch out. And it's actually a lot more simple than you think. So those are the good things. The ugly things are it is highly addictive where it can get obnoxious and to a point where you're buying things that you don't need and have a supply that will go bad because you bought too much. And so there's certain things that can be addictive about it. Space can be a problem. If you have a 3-year supply of shampoo and conditioner, it's hard to find space for that. So you got to be able to go, okay, this closet is designated. And when it's full, I have to donate if I want to continue couponing. And you kind of have to keep yourself in check, because at one point I had a wall like this, top to bottom, completely across, full of toilet paper. My decorations were toilet paper. It was quilted northern. Welcome to the quilted northern home. And it was like, and it got to the point where it was a little bit ridiculous. My husband didn't complain at all because he saw it as money. He was like, that's money. I don't care. Decorate with toilet paper. We were making side tables out of canned goods. I mean, and at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. If you're hungry, you're going to be grateful that that side table is there. But if you are going to be moving at any point, that's not fun either. It's not fun to move a stockpile like that. So there are downfalls to it. Whenever I would move, I would literally have a stockpile sale. And I would pull my whole stockpile in front of my house, and people would come by like a garage sale and buy everything. And because I would sell it for much cheaper, but more than what I bought it for. And so,
Yes. Wow.
And so, I mean, there's good, bad, and ugly. So let's get started with how it works. I personally, when I started, had two very young children. So I was doing CVS and Winn-Dixie and Walgreens and Publix, and I was couponing all over the place. And I started to run myself ragged a little bit, trying to hit every single store and every single sale. So what I did was I said, okay, forget everything. Where I got the best deals always was Publix. So I said, okay, I'm only going to do Publix. So sorry.
just so that you guys know, because I know that we're regional. So here in Florida in the South, we got Publix, but
Yeah.
Florida, like where Ty is from, you guys don't have Publix, right?
No, we have like
I'm guessing
ShopRite, you know,
So
just
basically, for guys who don't
find
live,
find
the best supermarket that has the best sales. So maybe Pathmark. I know when I lived up north, that was a buy one get one free. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know anything about a Pathmark.
AP1. What is a whole bunch of different ones, but you can look at the circulars.
Aldi's, yeah.
But go ahead,
Sorry,
Katie.
sorry, Katie. Go.
No, that's okay. I didn't realize that we were all not Southerners here in the South. So Publix for us would just happen to be the best one for me. One, because it had everything I needed from groceries all the way to cleaning supplies. So where CVS doesn't have everything, I'm a one-stop shop kind of girl because I had children and I needed things to move along. So Publix was my go-to. Also, Publix was the most simple. So you just want to look for whatever store's coupon policy is very simple. Now, I like I said, am a very organized and simple person. Some people will take circulars and cut every single coupon and put them in little Ziploc baggies and take everything to the store just in case something's on the clearance rack and they have a coupon for it. I do not do that. I plan ahead. I know exactly what I'm going in for, and I only bring the coupons I need because I will get overwhelmed with coupons, so I don't do it. So I'm actually going to use diapers examples just because it's the most simple. And you have to forgive me because I haven't couponed in a while. So these are just fake coupons that you're about to see that I just wrote.
Okay, thank you.
Literally, that's just my handwriting. But it's exactly what these coupons will say. So I always had 2 Ziploc bags. That's it. One had all my coupons in it with what I was planning on to buy, and one was empty. So I'll tell you what the empty one's for in a second. So I go to the store, and if my coupon says, okay, you can get, there's a couple types of different coupons. There's store coupons, and then there's manufacturer coupons. At Publix, you can use a manufacturer coupon and a store coupon on each product. So this is the manufacturer coupon. It says Huggies diapers, $2 off of 1 pack. So you can get a pack that's 15, or you can get a pack of 145. You always want to go with the smallest amount you can possibly get because it's going to be the cheapest one. So if I'm going to get $2 off a $10 pack or $2 off of a $45 pack, I want to get it off the $10 pack. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's more bang for your buck. So I have this manufacturer coupon, which you cannot see. There you go. Look, just my handwriting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And down here it says, oh gosh, 1 coupon per purchase. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some people are like, oh, I can only use 1 for my whole purchase. No, 1 coupon per purchase means 1 coupon per product you have. So if I have
what that mean? What?
Yes.
They've been lying to us this whole time.
No.
Okay.
What the hell?
I'll show you what a true one per person is. This one here. Oh gosh. Okay. It says 1 coupon per customer. If it says per customer, you can only use it once. My kids were checking out in other lines sometimes. Okay. So, and so 1 per customer is different. 1 per purchase means if I have 1 pack of diapers, I can use 1 coupon. You can't go, oh, I have 3 coupons and I'm going to use it on 1 pack of diapers. You can't do that. 1 coupon per pack of diapers. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So you have the manufacturer coupon here that says $2 off of a pack, right? And then you have a store coupon. These at Publix, they have like little magazines at the front of the store. That's where you can find a lot of them. A lot of them are on Publix.com. They have digital coupons. You have all different kinds of places. They have multiple books. Sometimes there's a baby book in the baby section at Publix. Sometimes there's a Lysol coupon at Publix. Buy the Lysols. That is a store coupon. So this one says, oh, hold on. Yeah, okay. So this one says $5 off of 2 packs of Huggies. So Publix coupon policy, which I make a copy of and carry with me because the associates do not know it. They are not trained to know the coupon policy. So I carry it with me. And I'm like, look, you can do it on your phone too if you want. I don't like to rely on my phone because my phone is always dying. Always. So I carry a paper copy of it. I carry a paper copy of it. And I'm like, hey, I can use this coupon. Here's why, da, 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 da. And they'll call the manager over and the manager will always fix it and do what I need to do. The managers do know the policy, but the associates do not. So if they say, oh, it's not clicking, you say, okay, call the manager and that's fine. And you can't get overwhelmed with that. Sometimes getting in the line can be make you frazzled. Because 1, you have all these things. 2, you have all these coupons. There's someone behind you. And so there's a couple rules that I do when I get in the store. 1, I tell the cashier as soon as I get in the line, hey, I have a lot of coupons. Most of the time, they turn off their light so nobody else gets behind me.
Oh, yeah.
Most of the time, I do that. If they do not, and someone gets behind me, I tell that person before they unload the first thing out of their cart. I'm like, hey, just so you know, I have a lot of coupons, so it might take me a minute. I'm like, so you might want to choose another line, or you can watch the show.
Hey, Katie, I'm glad you said that, Katie. I'm sad you said, because when I tried that one time, the bitch was looking at me all kind of twisted. I'm like, listen, I got to get my savings. You know,
you got to do coupon courtesy.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know about that, but yeah. Harder.
I'll tell you what though, when I've told people that 95% of the time they stay to watch the show, and 5% of the time they're like, okay, thank you, and they'll go to another line. I've never had anybody be rude to me when I approach it that way, but I have had awful experiences, which is why I started doing that, because people have been very mean to me, and I had to let go of some of my stuff just to get out of there because I couldn't handle it anymore. Wow. So I just didn't. I started doing that and it worked perfect. So that's how that worked.
Coupon courtesy. I like that.
So I wrote up a little. Do you guys know if Publix still does the gas card deals? Do they still do that?
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it recently, but yeah.
I know ShopRite. I know ShopRite over our way. They do that.
Yeah, ShopRite.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's like you get a $10 off your purchase if you spend $50, and then you get $10 off of a gas card kind of thing. And so I would do those all the time. Those were my favorite deals because everyone's buying gas and that's never on sale. So I'll give you a little bit of an example. Well, do you guys want to see this example, or do you want me to tell you where to get stuff first?
Let's see the example. Before you tell us where to get stuff first, I had a couple of questions in there about the couponing. So you could,
okay, because I have all my notes, but it's not making. I don't know how you guys want this to go. Okay, so if we were doing a gas card deal, which were my favorite, you would. Oh gosh,
I can see it.
Okay, gas card deal is you have to spend $50 in order to get $10 off a $50 gas card. So your diapers were $10.49. At Publix, you can use 8 coupons at one time, 8 identical coupons at one time. So I can use 8 Huggies diapers coupons, and then I can do 8 pasta, 8 whatever, but 8 is your limit because you used to be able to go and use as many as you wanted, and then they started to limit it. Now you can only buy 8. So if you go and you buy 8 packs of diapers, it equals $83.92, $83.92. So I need to make 100 in order to get that gas card deal. So I will get $20 in meat. I'm going to go get my meat because I want my meat. I want someone to help me pay for my meat. That's what I want. So you get your $20 in meat. Now your total is $103.92. Okay, great. Now we're going to get our $100 in gas cards, and then we're going to get our $10 off of each gas card. So that's $20 off. So it's $20 off, and then in your coupons, you have $56 in coupons. That is $16 in manufacturer coupons, and then it was $20 in Publix coupons. So you can have one manufacturer and one Publix for each product. So that means eight manufacturer coupons and 8 Publix coupons. So you can stack those. You cannot stack 2 manufacturers and you cannot stack 2 stores, but you can stack one of each on each product. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So your total ends up $203.92. You get your $20 off of gas. You get your 16 manufacturer coupons. You get your $20 off of Publix coupons. Then your gas and meat, $120. So you got your $120 in gas and meat, $56 in coupons. You just paid $27.92 for 8 packs of diapers. That's $3.49 a pack from $10.49.
Because you paid how much total?
Total? Well, I do not count the
meat aside.
Right, cash and meat inside, $27.92.
$27.92 for how many packs of diapers?
8 packs of diapers.
That would normally cost about $10.50 each.
Yeah, $10.50 each.
Okay,
right.
Got it.
And so diapers is the easiest just to explain, just because it's a high ticket item. But pasta, and that's if the diapers are not on sale. Diapers are normally on sale. I've gotten diapers for 25 cents a pack before, Huggies, and they're 20-something counts. So you can get them if they're on sale. If your diapers happen to be BOGO, buy one, get one, you still can stack those coupons. So let's say, for example, you get 8 packs of diapers, but you're only paying for 4 because they're BOGO. You can still use 8 manufacturer coupons and 8 Publix coupons. So your coupons do not change, but you're only paying for half of the diapers. Does that make sense?
Let me go to the question real quick here, Ty.
Denise Shannon, sorry. Is there couponing I could do strictly online? I won't be able to get out for several weeks and was wondering how that would work. That's a great question.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So is she talking about getting coupons online or only couponing, like shopping from home?
If she can't leave her house at all, she needs
yeah.
Okay.
Like when you shop
yeah. There is a way with Publix specifically, you can order your whole grocery thing online and then they walk it out to your car, but she won't be able to leave her home. So I would be couponing and using Instacart.
Yeah.
House. And so that's how I would do that if I could not leave my home.
You're a smart one.
That's why she was able to save $600-something on a $700 a month grocery bill.
Yeah. Wow. So for Katie, and it's so interesting, and I'm so sorry to cut short, only for time purposes, because I did not know it. Unfortunately, I didn't think about the timing, but I did have another guest come on. It's a surprise guest, but I do want to have you back on the show when we talk about couponing, because I was like,
can you come with charts and stuff?
Yeah. Like, no, because all honesty, because you see about it, I hear about people getting money back at the register. They actually
have
a television show of different sorts about people, extreme couponers and these different things. I would love to have you back on the show just because, what? I'm late.
I'll tell you, at one point, Publix paid me $20 to walk out with about $400 worth of groceries, and it worked out great.
See what I'm saying? We want you back on the show. The audience wants you back on the
911
show.
after.
We not that we need you back on the show, please.
No problem.
We need to have that information, but definitely thank you so much, Ms. Carter.
No problem.
This is the information that we need, but thank you so much.
Yes, have a great day.
Bye.
You too.
All right. I'm so sorry, guys. We had to cut that short. It was such a great thing. But I know last week we were talking about emotional prepping. And I was like, where the hell is my favorite guidance counselor, motivational speaker, whatever the hell you want to call it. Thank
The
you.
woman.
Yeah. We were talking about emotional prepping because this whole thing here, and like I said, this whole month we're going to be talking about prepping. But how do we deal with this? And I know right now, like we just had the college student on, and we were talking about, how did the college students deal with it? How's everything transitioning? We also have people preparing to go back to work. That's going to be a tricky thing. I think it was also mentioned, like, wait a second, I have to trust that you was even vaccinated, because we don't have any policies right now. Okay, you show your card, I didn't show my card, this and this and this. We got all different types of things happening. I know just recently California initiated the mandate for the mask, but then I just read that San Diego said they will not be participating in that. So you have different counties doing different things in different cities. I don't trust this, I don't trust that. And then how are we dealing with this all? So I wanted to have you on because I know last week we were talking about it. It was getting so emotional. And then now we're still talking about it. So please, enlighten us on some steps that we need to have. I know one of the things we ended up finishing the conversation was having a group.
A
support system. Thank you, Ty. And how we can kind of encourage each other. But what other tools would you suggest dealing with all this madness we got going on?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to see you guys. And I really enjoyed the show, the first part of the show with Katie and with Zaya. Congratulations to her. And I enjoyed last week's show as well, because I appreciate the fact that you guys are looking at emotional prepping. You realize that things are happening and it's hitting us, and then we don't know what to do with it. So I'm really glad you're saying that. So like you mentioned, one of the things important is having a support system. Everybody doesn't have that. There are some people, as one of your questions stated, some people are locked into their homes, right? They're not able to get outside. So how do I get to my support? Of course, there are things that are new, like telemental health. We can do virtual counseling sessions online and things of that sort. But some people are not able to connect. And so what we need to do first and foremost is putting that oxygen mask on our faces and figuring out what it is that we need. Maybe the masses are practicing yoga. Maybe they are dancing the stress away. But you've got to think about what you need to have peace within yourself. Right. So I like the fact when you guys were talking about couponing, even you said something about, or I believe Katie said this, she says, too much is no good. Well, that's the case with anything. You said it, Liz, last week that I got to cut off the television because sometimes the news is too much. Right. And so we recognize that how much is enough. We recognize we've got to figure out that balance. And so that is really what that number one thing is finding a balance for yourself. I might need more entertainment than you. You might need more sleep than I do. So you've got to figure out what it is that you need. Now, think about that. If you were in a situation, you guys talked about food shortage a little bit earlier. If you were in that situation, what is it that you would need? Would you need a couple of cans of potted meat? Would you need some fresh vegetables? Are you more focused on having water? Are you more focused on the fact that you're taking medication and you need to have access to your prescription? What is it that you need that is where you have to look first.
Can we also, is it I don't want to say bad, but can we also add that our needs might change from
Absolutely.
time to time? Because
Absolutely.
I know for me, I'm realizing as you're talking about it, it's like hitting me. My needs are different within the home versus when I'm outside of the home. You know, all jokes aside, I may need you to get the hell away from me if you don't have a mask on if I'm outside, you know, but but you know, that's just ha ha ha. But to be funny, when I'm home, I sleep a lot. I may be more in my head, more in my feelings. There may be a lot more crying versus if I go outside and take a walk or go out to eat with someone. Again, that need is different for me to help me get through my day.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think that that's good that you brought that up, Ty, because our needs change all the time. What I needed 10 years ago is not what I need now. And what I needed at the beginning of the pandemic is not what I need now. And some people are realizing maybe I didn't need 50 packs of toilet paper. And some people realizing I needed 100 packs of toilet paper. And so your needs change over time, but it's important that you continue to assess what your needs are. And that can happen daily. We have the right to change our minds. We have a right to make a U-turn, right? I was going this way, but that's not working for me. Let me go this way and see how that works. So you make those adjustments as needed, and you can make them every second if that's what's necessary.
You're mute.
Yeah.
Okay.
And thanks. I was going to ask, how do we deal with the people that were around us? Because of course you can't change anybody, right? But like you said, you have the right to change your mind and make different decisions in this. But sometimes you have to interact with these people. Maybe they even live with you. Maybe they're your sister, your brother, or maybe they're your spouse or mother, whoever. So you ain't made up your mind yet. And you taking me through the circle. I didn't want to make a U-turn. Go straight. Damn. You know, so it's like, how do you deal with that? Because I know for myself, and I was talking to somebody and they was doing an assessment. And I'm like, do I get agitated very easily? And I do, like, so easily. Like, you breathe on me wrong, I'm like, really? So it's like, how do you deal with other people? And, especially if you're forced in a situation to deal with them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So somebody might say, well, it's easy, change your situation. But just as you said, sometimes we're forced in a situation, and it's not just easy. This might be a coworker. This might be a spouse or a parent. It might be a child. Whoever it is, we can't change the other person, but we can change ourselves. And so when we're in a situation that we already know this is not for me, then we've got to set boundaries to protect ourselves from being stressed, from feeling anxiety, for getting upset, whatever it is. If you walk into a store, and let's say you just don't like crowded spaces, and Ty, you see a big old crowded space and nobody has a mask on, you can make the decision that I'm going to go home and I'm going to buy my things online. Rather than to stay in that store, get yourself all upset, you know what I mean? And then that's something that you can't tell all the people to put their mask on. You can't tell them to leave the store.
What was you going to say, Liz?
Question. And this if I am off the mark here, you guys call me out. You always do. But you know what's a new thing that I find that I am just now dealing with, literally for the first time? Peer pressure.
Mm-hmm.
That's new to me. So, for example, right, I could go out masked up. I know what I need to do, everything else, and I get there and I look around and I'm the only person wearing a mask. And now you don't want to be that person. And then you find yourself taking the mask off because you don't want to be the oddball. And then in my case, the anxiety is creeping up. Like, am I really killing myself because I don't want to be threatening to these people that have no bearing on my life? I don't want to put the mask back on. Forget it. I'm just going home. But there was that peer pressure. Or somebody says, hey, why don't we go out for drinks on Friday night? And you're like, is she crazy? There's a pandemic. And then you find out, but Kia's going and Ty's going and Specs is going. I'm the only one that cares.
Yeah.
All right, fine, guys. I'll meet you there. I'll get those drinks. Am I the only one?
Not at all.
No.
You're talking something classic. You're talking about something everybody knows about. You're talking about peer pressure. This is what we adults are faced with is peer pressure. Because if the population feels one way and we're not quite on board, we're going to feel that peer pressure. But this is what I'm telling you when I say make a decision about what you need. Because once you've decided what you need, it would not matter how they felt or what they thought or what they were doing. Because you would decide that I need to protect myself when I'm out and people aren't wearing masks. I'm still going to wear mine. I need to protect myself. Although I am vaccinated, I still decide that I'm going to wear a mask. I need to, maybe you might decide, so that I don't feel anxiety, I need to shop online. I need to go at odd hours. I need to send somebody else. I need to go to a store where the policy is mask only.
Yeah. Oh.
So, but everything that I've said is based on I need, based on meeting your needs. And again, if that changes, I used to go to the store, it was cool. Now it's got more popular. It ain't cool no more. I'm going to a different location because of what I need.
So when you made that statement about what I had asked, in reference to you taking care of, what makes you feel comfortable, because you can't always change other people. We bring it to prepping, and not emotional prepping, but just prepping for these type of natural disasters or this or whatever is going on. I mean, how you still forced to deal with these people. You can't change people. They're still living in your house. They're still working with you. You're preparing. You got your water bottles. You got your cleaner. You got whatever the issue is you're prepping for, but they are not. You're a crazy cat lady, or not this topic again. Just live and let be, whatever. I mean, those situations there you can't dismiss because they can indirectly hurt you, right?
They can, but they hurt you when you don't set boundaries. And boundaries are set to protect yourself. And so if you know that every time I bring up prepping, my coworkers are turning their head and rolling their eyes, then I've got to protect myself that I'm not going to continue to present this topic to them and I'm being rejected. They don't want to hear it. So what I'll do is I'll save this conversation for somebody who might be interested. I'll go to my prepping group and I know we can talk all day and all night about it because they are also interested. So like you said, you can't change a person, but you can change what your expectation is of the person. You have the right to choose what you're going to do, and they have a right to choose what they're going to do. The same way that you want to be respected for your choice, we owe them the same respect. And so if they say, throw caution to the wind, let's not worry about tomorrow, respect that that's how they want to live their lives. Now, this is the question, and this is where a boundary has to be strengthened. The question is, with the boundary that you've set, is this person's decision now crossing that boundary? Right? So I've made a decision that I'm going to wear my mask. But because you don't want to wear a mask, are you making me remove mine? That's a boundary that's been crossed, and that's one that needs to be reinforced with consequences.
That's like I'm thinking about it like, because everyone in my household, we're very adamant about wearing masks all the time, regardless of what anybody else says. We made that decision on how we want to proceed throughout our days. But what happens when you are living with someone and they don't want to wear a mask and they're out and about, but you're the one that wears a mask? Like you said, that their decision
is
literally
doing what? That decision is now infringing upon your decision. This is when you've got to set a different boundary. So now that might look like, listen, as long as we're living here together, right? This is what I'd like. In a situation where you want to compromise, and you do because you want it to be a win-win, then you compromise and you say, I recognize that you don't want to take these precautions, and I do. Perhaps it's no longer, this is the changed mind, no longer a good idea that we live together.
Right. Or what about also, in addition to that, or another suggestion could be like, if you choose, and you have that right, if you choose to go out without wearing a mask because of the risk factor bringing it home, then I would assume it's your choice that you're going to have to quarantine, over in this area and stay away from the rest of the family.
Absolutely. This is what I said about that there has to be consequences, right? Because
Right.
setting a boundary alone, saying, hey, you can't do this, is not enough. There has to be a consequence. If this line is crossed, then this what must then happen, right?
I also feel that you deal with those individuals, you have to have a certain form of trust. Because I've been placed in situations like, well, how do you know what I do when I'm in the street?
You have a way of,
Well, why would you even do that?
you have
So
Respect.
but going back to your own need, you know that you don't trust in this situation. So you got to do what you need to do, because I don't trust that they're vaccinated, although they're walking around without masks. I don't trust that. So I'm going to wear mine anyway, right? It's no different than if you decided that you have a roommate, we're going to live together, there's no smoking, no pets. And about a year later, the roommate decides that, but I saw the cutest kitten and I just had to have her. And she brings the kitten in. Well, the boundary was set that no pets, but now you've got to reinforce that boundary. You've got to say, listen, we agreed that there be no pets. And I'm afraid the pet has to go, or perhaps you might want to look for a place that does allow pets. Now, that's the consequence, right? I'm reinforcing the boundary, no pets. And the consequence is that we'll no longer be able to be roommates because our original contract stated that there's no pets, right? And so that's the type of thing that you have to do in addition to your expectations. Do you expect that you can trust everyone? Right. If you know, right, that I can't trust everyone, we were talking a little bit about what Zaya was speaking about, sex education, right? One of the things that we've all heard about is protect yourself, protect yourself. And we teach young people and we teach adult people and we teach older people that you have the responsibility to protect yourself. You can't hope that the other person has a condom. You can't hope and trust that the person doesn't have an STI or any other issue that might come to you. You might have to take that. What do I need? I need to protect myself from an unwanted pregnancy. I need to protect myself from a sexually transmitted disease. So I need to have a condom in my back pocket, or I need to take protective measures. I need to abstain so that I don't encounter that kind of risk. But it's based on what you need. And so there is no blanket answer, though I'd like to give one. I'm sorry, there isn't. It's different for every one of us, right? Somebody might need right now to be surrounded by more people. They need more support, for everything that's going on, for all of the anxiety that's swelling up. People are concerned about food shortage. They're concerned about climate control. They're concerned about aliens coming out of the UFOs, right? People are not, I'm just saying that there are so many things that we have good cause and that are valid reasons to be anxious right now. But what I'm saying is how we control our anxieties is to confront what we are afraid of. Let us look at, what am I afraid of here? When I'm in this grocery store, blood pressure's through the roof. I'm anxious. I'm even getting angry because anger is one of the things that we do, right, when we feel anxious. It's that fight or flight reflex. So I'm anxious, right? And I don't know what to do with that. Well, let us ask ourselves here, what are we afraid of? I'm afraid that I'm going to get COVID. Well, I need to protect myself. What can I do based on what I'm afraid of? I'm afraid of the dark. I need to cut the light on.
Right.
If I'm afraid of spiders, I need to stay away from them. Get me some insect pesticides, right? So you have to look at what it is that you're afraid of, because that's what wells that anxiety in you. Anxiety is worrying about something that might happen. Hasn't happened. May have happened before, but it has not happened in the moment that you're feeling the anxiety. It is an anticipation of something happening that's going to cause you harm. So that right there is an alert to you to say, hey, there's something I might need to do. There might be a boundary here that I need to put in place. But you feel that anxiety for a reason. We feel all of our emotions for a reason. We should listen to them and explore, why are they there? Why do I feel anxious? Am I afraid that I'm not going to get enough food to eat? Or what can I do to help myself get access to some food? Or what foods can I purchase now? Some dry goods, perhaps, that might be some non-perishables that I might be able to have for later. So with the idea of prepping comes not only preparation, but also comes the expectation. What is it that you're expecting?
It's so funny that you mentioned what we're expecting. Like you said, there are so many things that we can go down the list of what we're expecting. And doesn't matter what you believe in. You could be religious, non-religious, scientific, non-scientific. It doesn't matter which way you go. There's a list of things that we can go on, and that's why I said, for the rest of this month, which we got one more week, we would talk about prepping and then move on to another category. With that being said, before we wrap it up, I just want to ask this last question. At the moment, you've given us tools, but are there actual tools in reference to maybe I should keep a little a handbook note, or something with like, what am I really afraid of? Because right now you think about it, like, only thing I'm afraid of is needles. I hate being shot by the doctor, but there's some other unseen things that we may subconsciously be afraid of. Or is there some type of breathing techniques or just anything that we could just go on the road with,
Yes.
in these crazy days?
Yes, I'm glad you said that. That's exactly what I was going to mention. But before you get into the breathing, because if we're anxious and we get into breathing, we have the possibility of getting into hyperventilation. Just because our equilibrium's not there, we're already up through the roof, and now we're probably hyperventilating. So before we go there, the first thing you want to ask yourself is, am I in danger? Because this anxiety that you're feeling is an adrenaline rush. The adrenaline is the fight or flight based off of some stimuli. So something has happened and you feel this way, you got to ask yourself, am I in danger? If the answer is no, you tell yourself, I'm okay. Then comes the breathing. I'm okay. Well, I felt this feeling for a reason, so it means something. Is there a boundary here that needs to be set? The next question you ask yourself is, what do I need? What do I need? I'm okay, but I'm feeling this way, so perhaps I need something. What is it that I need? And then if I need to step outside, if I need to be close to someone, if I need to scream, then I need to get my needs met. And that is it. You get your need met, you breathe. Let us say you're not able to get your need met. Let's say that I need to go outside, but I can't leave this building for another 3 hours. Right? What is it that I need about going outside? Right? Get deeper into what I need. Well, I need some fresh air. Okay, is there a window that you can get access to get some fresh air? Maybe there's a vent where an AC is blowing, where you can just get that bit of air. Maybe there's a fan you can walk past if air is what you need. Maybe I just need to move around. I feel stuck here. Okay, well, if you're not able to leave that room, guess what? You can walk around that room. You can still move around. You can run in place. You can envision yourself taking a wonderful jog on the beach right there in that small room. You may not be able to choose your circumstances, but you can certainly choose the way that you choose to look at it. You can choose the way that you feel about it, and you can choose the way that you respond because of it.
Well, another finger snap to that. Once again, thank you, Miss Shawnette. Yeah, for always giving us
so much. I love you guys. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, it's so funny.
We love you.
I'm like, I'm on a beach swing. Your voice is so comforting. Any takeaways, guys? I know for me, I am so appreciative for Katie. You have to come back, and give us that 411 on how you do it, because at the end of the day, we talk about prep and we talk about being prepared for this and that. And this is a technique that will definitely be able to assist many. A lot of people talk about it, but they don't know where to begin. They're a little nervous. Like I said, I didn't know. You stand behind me in the shopping cart line in the aisle, and don't be looking at me because I'm gonna take my time deliberately. But now I know there's some type of courtesy. I didn't know about that before. I'm sorry. And then of course we had the beautiful Zaya come on and bless this platform. And I'm so happy that she was able just to come on and just tell us a little bit about herself. And I wanted to read this little comment here that came in. At Kia, she did report to a park attendant for improperly disposing an injured baby bird in the trash. At age 8, she knew to call 311 for the park.
Wow.
Wow. And like I said, if she was over there rescuing
better.
birds, I said if she was rescuing birds and stuff, I'm done for the night. So this is my cue. Bless her. Many blessings to her. Any last comments, guys?
I just want to say this was a great episode. I personally enjoyed it. Miss Shawnette, you already know. You know I'm in love with your whole life, your whole universe. You always come on here and just give such positivity, and you're so comforting, and your information and resources are definitely needed. So I want to say thank you always. Zaya, oh my goodness.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, please keep doing what you do. The world, not just us, the world needs you. And we need more people like you. And Katie, like I said, get your charts together. Because I like to save money and I ain't got nothing but time, but I don't have time, but I will make time. So thank you.
That was the truth. What you got, Specs? What you got, Liz?
I just want to say I've learned so much about couponing because I had no idea. I would find sales, but Jesus. So thank you about that. And Shawnette, I don't know if you saw the last episode, but I spilled a lot of my own personal stuff, and I appreciate you what you said. Learning about you know helping myself and mentally like preparing for certain things. I wasn't there, and I hit a wall. And I appreciate you and people like you that came out and helped me because I needed that help, and people that were friends or when new friends reached out to me. So I appreciate it. So everything you said, trust me. When you said it, it was ringing to me like this. I haven't heard that, or I heard it from a friend, and it helped me. So you have no idea how much you help with what you just said. Trust me. Thank you.
Thank
Oh,
you so much, guys. Thank you so much. I did watch the last show. As always, I was talking to the screen, but I was really so grateful that you guys are always transparent with your audience. You never come on here fronting, pretending, acting like somebody that you're not. You're always authentic. Specs, I thank you for being your authentic self, for being transparent, for sharing. You know that I'm a real person. I go through things. I struggle, and I'm finding a way out. I love the fact that you guys are ever hopeful, no matter what's going on. Ty, a lot of times you share some of the struggles that you have, but you continue to come on here. You smile, you show up, and you're honest about what you're going through. Guess what, y'all? I go through stuff. Liz goes through stuff. Kia go through stuff. All of the audience members go through stuff. But the wonderful thing about it is that if we do not give up, we actually win.
yeah. That's awesome. Last words, Liz?
All right. So I have a couple of them. So again, guys, what you guys don't know, and I spoke about it before we went live on air, tonight meant so much to me to be able to, what we call seed into that young lady. And I feel like seeding into her is seeding into the community at large. And when I can't begin to tell you how much it meant to me. And Kia she's a good one. She kept it a secret. She did not tell me she was matching it. And
Yeah, I kept it.
and I almost took my breath away. So Kia, I can't thank you enough. And I can't. And then while I know you guys probably saw me fidgeting with my phone, I got a message. Somebody wants to throw another $50 on that girl. So when I tell you again, I know it means a lot to her and her family. I've actually never spoken to Zaya before she was nominated for this. I never knew her. Her uncle that she referred to, we went to middle school together. And so I am 20 years removed from Brooklyn. That just goes to show your roots are your roots. He's a faithful follower of the show. He's it just meant a lot. It meant so much, guys. Thank you, everybody that bought one of these Black Future Month shirts, even more than all the other Grown Honest Concept shirts. That one, it meant a lot. Doing this meant so much for me. I hope it means a lot to Zaya. I could tell from her reaction that it did.
Yeah.
Coming on, guys, thank you.
I just want to say, guys, make sure that you like and subscribe. Definitely, we want to grow the platform. I know a lot of people watch the show and they may not like and subscribe. They just watch the show. But if you're able to hit that button, because the bigger we get the platform, the more we're able to do the community, help the community. And that was the whole premise of this show. I used to have simple conversations with the people here, just talking. And I was like, you know what? I wonder what everybody else has to say. This is some good information I'm getting. Let me share this information. And I'm able to learn from you guys here, and I'm able to learn from the audience as well. And we talk about all different types of stuff. And I cannot wait for next month when we have a sex. It's a sex therapist, but she's going to be bringing her toys. We're going to be talking about relationships and divorces. And what did sex just leaning lower, Jesus? But yeah, we're just gonna be but each month just having that theme, and we're never gonna forget the important content as well. If it breaks and stuff, we're not a news channel, but we'll definitely come live and see how we can do it. We just definitely want to be able to just share with you guys and to spread knowledge. Because if I could just help one person, is what I always say, it would be a great thing. So, go ahead, Ty, and that's it. Yeah, go ahead.
We get to see the toys, like we get.
Yeah, she's gonna bring the toys out and demonstrate. Enough about toys, please.
Shawnette, don't just remember me innocently.
Yes, Shawnette, talk to me.
I will remember you authentically. I love you all. Kia, I just wanted to say you've already helped more than one person. Continue to do what you're doing, guys. You are doing a wonderful, wonderful job. Thank you so much again for having me on, and I look forward to the next time.
See, she knows Anne Marie Walker toys.
You gotta go.
That's why. Don't